Yo, yo, yo. This is the In Your Face show with my guy, the main man, my brother from another mother, my brother, China McCoy, aka Bane. What's up, bro?
What's going on, brother? How's it going?
It's going great, man. I've been working for a while to get you on the show for a while, man, and it's been crazy. Well, what's good? What's good with
I'm glad to be here, man. Finally.
you? Hey, man. First come, first serve, you know what I mean? But nah, though. So, I got some questions that I want to ask you, you know what I'm saying? Based on the stuff that we talked about
Right, right.
off camera. But on camera, I want to ask you about your Matrix and stuff like that. Matrix. How was your time on there?
The Matrix. Man, it was a great experience. Just for the audience to let them know. It wasn't the recent Matrix I was on. I was actually on the
No,
first
no,
Matrix.
yeah, the Matrix. Yeah. That's what I meant.
I was on the OG Matrix, the one that started it all.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
that was a great experience for me. Um, at the time, I was new in the game. I was young. Um, I really didn't know what stunts or action, the terminology that was used at the time, so everything was just new to me. But when it came to fighting, I knew what that was because I was good at that. But to be on that film, it was unique because I did a lot of extra work on movies. But to be on a big Hollywood budget movie, you just like, whoa, man, this is amazing. Like everything is like times 1,000. The food on a small production is that big. Of food on a big production is like a smorgasbord. One of your favorite restaurants, and
Right, right.
it was magical. I loved it. I got to
Oh,
fly around, kick ass. I mean, I got to do what I do best. In
hell
case
yeah.
people don't know, I was the action fight stunt double for Morpheus.
Awesome.
So
Shit.
yeah, that was the ticket.
I remember I remember the time when I met you. Didn't you had a ninja bike, right? Before, huh? Or haven't you?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember that it was red, right?
No,
Red or
actually,
black?
it orange and black.
Orange and black, orange and black. I
That
remember
was
that
so many
day.
years ago. I'm surprised you even remember that. That I even had a motorcycle. Most people didn't even know I
Hey,
had.
hey, man, bro. Promise you, I remember when we first met, my nigga. Like, I was watching one of your um one of your anime series on Bane.
Yeah, the Bane
Dog,
Project.
I was I was blown away because somebody that I looked up to in the business is doing this, man. That's what really made me want to push hard in
Yeah,
industry. You know what I'm saying? And you inspired me to do a lot of things in this thing that I'm doing today. And to be honest, I really when I looked at Bane, I'm like, he looks similar. He's similar to Blade. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Very similar to Blade, but he don't have that werewolf species in him. And I'm like, tell
right.
us a little bit about that, man.
Yeah, the Bane Project was a hard one because I created that character back in like the early '90s. It was just one of them situations like everyone creates heroes or characters, and it just depends on who puts it out first because it's one of those whoever puts it out first, they get known for it first, and then everybody else is like, oh, you're just copying this character or you're copying that character, not realizing that a lot of characters were made before, whatever character came first. But yeah, Bane was unique because at the time, uh, Blade had just came out, and during the Blade era, it was kind of hard to really get the character going because people were like, man, that's just like the Blade character. I'm like, well, in this universe, uh, it's okay to have more than two black characters that fight vampires.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was just trying to get people to understand. I'm like, so you don't complain about the multiple identical Superman type characters or Batman type characters, but you got a problem with one extra black character fighting the same villains. So
Right.
it was a struggle, but Bane finally, became he stood on his own feet.
Well, yeah, because you basically got your audience. You know, it may not have came during that time, but it came when you grew in the business. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what I mean by that's what I meant by your own legacy. You know what I'm saying? When people do stuff for like big companies like Marvel and DC, it stagnates it makes their leniency in the industry very stagnant. You know what I'm saying? You don't
Mm,
have your own legs to stand on. You get what I'm saying? You have
right.
your legs to stand on in Marvel and DC, but when it comes to you, you don't have that audience for that. You get what I'm saying? They're gonna go back to your work and you know what I'm saying? And that's how I seen it. And I'm like, I gotta do something, man. Like seeing your stuff, dog, it blew me away. I'm be honest. I ain't gonna lie. But when I seen Godhead, I've seen what's the
Yeah,
other
God Hand is a good one.
Godhand.
Yeah,
Wow, dog. I was like, man, because this was the first time. This was years ago when I just got into the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like this was the time where I was looking at like, man, like damn. You was looking badass on that ninja blade. I'm like, nigga, man, this is what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
I'm like, what made you get rid of it?
Uh, speed kills. So it's like I have a lot to do. So it's like take my chances on a motorcycle or continue to take my chances in the world that I'm really good at, which is, cartoons and animation and action. That was my thing.
Oh yeah, true that, true that, true that, true that. So
Yeah.
okay, so I've been hearing that you have a studio out called
Yeah.
Webtoons,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I've been I've been looking at some really really good stuff. And tell me about this Rumble character that you've been talking about, that you've been advertising.
Yeah. So first I want to start with because I grew up as a nerd, so to speak.
Uh huh.
Um, Back then, nerds used to get their ass kicked all the time because that's just what it was. And because we were into like comic books and cartoons, and we weren't cool. So I grew up on stuff like Voltron and Howard the Duck and Darkwing Duck and Hong Kong Fooey and Silverhawks and Gargoyles and just all the cool cartoons, Space Ghost, all those, Captain Caveman. So I was always a cartoon baby. And as I got older and got into the movie business, it was still action cartoons and kung fu movies. The kid in me never left. So recently I decided, like, man, I really want to create an animation studio. And I think what inspired me because Marvel and DC, um, it's not because Marvel and DC are actually out there doing it because they actually have the financial backing. It's just that they just keep doing the same thing.
Exactly,
You know what I'm
exactly what I've
saying?
been saying.
It's like how many. It's okay. I'm a speak in their defense because normally people don't like to speak in their defense. I understand it from a business perspective because they're like, well, for every generation, we're going to have to keep introducing Spider-Man. For the next generation, it'll be another Spider-Man movie. The next generation, another Spider-Man movie, another Batman movie, another Superman movie. So to us who are living through these generations, it feels like they're just constantly regurgitating the same stuff. And for them, it's more about money, and it's not about the fans or with the people. You know what I'm saying? They're just thinking us. Yes, when this generation is gone, we'll regurgitate this Spider-Man movie so the next generation can see it, and it'll be new to them, and then it'll be new to their kids. So that's their mindset. We'll just keep making more money off this one IP. Um, I get it from that standpoint, but at the same time, people forget, they don't realize that people live through a lot of generations. So, like my great grandmother, my grandmother, if they're still alive, and I'm alive, and my dad's alive, and that's a lot of generations that are watching the same movie over and over and over. So to us, yes, it's just the same movie. You just keep how many times you want to remake Spider-Man? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
How many times
yeah,
you want to remake Batman? How many different actors are you going to keep using for Batman? And just, you know what I mean? It just becomes overwhelming. So I was like, you know what? I just want to create an animation studio where we can stop that process and just keep introducing different IPs and different new animated characters and different heroes and something new for new generations to see. You know what I
right,
mean? So with my Wonder Tunes animated studio company, it's more about just creating these new IPs and bringing them to the forefront. So lately, since we're very new, startup is really difficult because you always need funding. It's like a catch 22, right? So what it is you have this company and you want to create these great IPs, but then you need the funding to create the IPs. And then if you go the crowdfunding route, more times than not, crowdfunding just sucks. You know what I mean? Because everybody's crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is oversaturated. Um, so you got to find animators and creators to help you, but it's hard because you don't want them to work for free, but you want to get them to understand you're not working for free. You're coming on board a vehicle that's going to drive into the new era, and you should want to be a part of that. So that's what we're trying to get across. So with Wonder Tunes, um, that's what we're looking to do. Like we're looking for animators and storyboard artists and CG artists and people who want to stop doing commissions, so to speak, or doing Fiverr gigs and just come on to something and help create an IP into a product where we can introduce it to an investor and the investor goes, here, take this money and now make this into a movie or a series. So now all of a sudden this startup that had no money now has $350,000 to create an animated series. And the people who decided to jump on board to help are now getting a paycheck every week. You know what I mean? So it's just trying to
hmm
get people to understand at Wonder Tune Studios, like we don't want people to come work for us for free. We want you to stop drawing Marvel and DC characters and stop animating Dragon Ball fan films and spending all that time for free because Tomei or Marvel or DC, they're not paying you to do all this. You're just doing it for free. You see what I'm saying? But
hmm
if someone's like, hey, come on board and be stable, then it's like, well, what's your budget? Oh, now you're asking about budgets, but yet you're out here just giving your talents away for free, for people who are not even paying you for it. And then you're making money off of other people's IPs without their permission.
hmm
You understand?
yeah,
So like Marvel and DC is not going, yeah, you have my permission to make all the money you want off my Batman and Venom and you know what I mean? And just, Tomei's like, oh, you can make all the money you want off my Dragon Ball, so make more animations and just they're not doing that. They're not giving you the go ahead. So why not take that same talent and step into an arena or go with someone that's trying to create something that can help you eat consistently? Or else, you're always going to be asking, hey, if you know somebody that needs a commission, let me know.
that's right.
You understand?
hmm
Yeah. So it's just trying to get people to understand that logic. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's you're looking at thumbnails. People are too busy looking at the thumbnail and they're not looking at the whole screen, or they're not looking at the horizon, or the more bigger picture.
Right.
They're like, yeah, well, I'm an artist and I should be paid. And, what's your deadline? Well, if you're an artist and you should be paid, then why are you not getting paid for all this free artwork you're doing for Marvel, DC, and Tomei and all those other people?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's just
Hmm.
the it's a weird dynamic. Um,
Right.
but that's our goal at Wonder Tune Studio. Our goal is to find people who understand the long term success. And just to break it down a little easier, there was a time Netflix didn't have money, or Pixar, or Disney, or DC Comics, which used to be, they didn't have money, so they had to ask friends and family or people who knew people who could draw, and they came on, and then they were able to take whatever IP they had and turn it into something a little bit bigger. And then people were like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." So people started giving them money, and then that helped them get to the next level. But when they started out, they didn't have anything. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
now everybody in the world wants to be on Marvel. Everybody in the world wants to be on Netflix. Everybody in the world wants to be a part of Nickelodeon or Pixar or Disney. But where were you when they first got started? Because when they first got started, you would have treated them the same way you treat Wonder Tunes. I'm not doing that. You just want free work. It's like, no, no. I just want to make sure that we all have a home. We're putting out different and unique characters to the world, and we're trying to give you consistent work so you don't have to keep begging for commissions, or hop on Fiverr where you're competing with 1.5 million people for a gig.
Right.
So,
True.
right. So,
That's see, I've been through that. I went through that in when I first got into it. You know what I'm saying? I knew what I could do and I knew what I was going to do for people. And I got the same thing you're getting. You know what I mean? And oh, you want free work? Yeah, it's not free work. It's just we're not built to be taking advantage of somebody and reaping their benefits and what I'm saying of their work. You know what I'm saying? And I
right,
just I couldn't do that. So it's like, what I'm saying, it just that's why I said you're just starting out, so you're going to get that. You know what I'm saying? I already know that. You've been through it before, just like I have been through it. So I know
right,
exactly what's coming from that. You know what I mean? And man, like it's a lot of things that a lot of people don't understand about us artists that you have to be able to. You're doing it yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're taking on the brunt, the most of the work yourself. You don't have nobody to do the inking, do the writing, do you know what I'm saying? You're doing it all yourself, all
right.
of it.
You got to build it from scratch. Like with Wonder Tunes, I had to create the logo, I had to create the feel, the design, I had to create the tone of it. And then after that, I had to give it to someone that says, I really like to make the logo move and give it some life. And after that, I had to create some sort of music or whatever goes with it to make it feel toony, like a
Right,
cartoon. And then after that, I had to create a website. So then I'm creating the website, and I had to bring the images and videos and just design the website in a way people would be attracted to it. So it's like I'm doing all this myself to, get the company going. I got to go to the government trademark sites. I have to trademark the name, and just a lot of stuff goes
yeah,
into a startup, and people don't understand that. Startups usually start with no money. They usually start in your kitchen, they start in your room, they start in your garage, they start in the backyard, they can start in your car, wherever you are. And you really got to get people to believe in what you're doing is true, and you're passionate about that. And people see that. So then I got to create a Twitter page, I got to create a Facebook page, I got to create an Instagram page,
right,
Facebook page. This is it's a lot
right,
of work.
right.
You know,
And that alone allowed me to, seeing my heroes, seeing people that I believed in and I grew up in the business with
Hmm.
and I looked up to, seeing them grind made me go harder. Made me want to go harder. Made me want to push out the best work I can. And and that's why I say I know a lot of guys that's jumping in the industry. You know what I'm saying? That want to just jump on and be like, okay, I'll jump on. I want to make my name in this business. You know, and that's what I had to do. Give people that believed in your dream. I mean, your vision. And that's the thing. And I tell people, and they don't see people don't look at your work. They look at the person that you are. You know what I'm saying? And they follow
Right.
off of that. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I learned. I learned people watch what you do and what you're doing before they watch your art. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that's why you get the sales that you got from Bane. You know what I'm saying? By interacting with people. And I can guarantee Webtoons is gonna be up soon. Sooner than you think. You probably you know what I'm saying? I believe it is. Because dude, like it's an animation thing. It's an animation studio. Who wouldn't
Right.
want to join it? Who wouldn't want to be a part of it? You know what I'm saying? You're going to get. I know you got trolls. I know you got trolls, bro. I know you do.
Yeah, I got a few. Yeah, some people said crazy things like, "This is a scam. It's a sham. It's like somebody trying to pimp," and it's this crazy stuff that they say without even asking you. And I don't take it personally. Like I don't go back and be like, you know, say something else, and I'm not like that. I'm like, well, if you really want to know about Wonder Tune Studios, all you got to do is just send an inbox message. You know, they're like, yeah, but you're out here trying to, you know, and this is they just keep going, and all I can say is, well, thanks for your reply or thanks for your comment. One person was like, uh, there's 100 people out here asking people to do free work. What makes yours any different than what everyone else is doing? I said, because I'm not asking you to work for free. I'm asking you to work consistently for you in a place that has something developed that the world is asking for right now. It's a big difference. These people are saying, come do something for me for free and bye bye. All right, see you later. Thank you for doing it for free. Block. I'm asking you to come plant yourself in a place where you can be a part of a team, a part of a family, a part of friends, you know, and we can create something good and we can give it to people who really want to see this IP and we can actually get money from it. Not just me, but actually more for you. I wouldn't get anything out of it. It would go to the artist because you guys would be creating the background animations, the lighting, the foreground, the CG, the storyboard. So money's not coming to me. So you guys would actually be constantly making money, and you could say, "Hey, I work for Wonder Tunes," and that's because that's what you would say.
Right,
But our model is at Wonder Tunes, we don't work, we create. You see what
right.
I'm saying? Because that's what
It,
it's about. And people forget that we've be, we've become so money hungry in the world today. We forgot why we got into it, right? Because there was a
right,
time where this was your dream. Like, man, I'm an artist, I'm an animator, I do CG. Like, man, I love this. I'm passionate about this. But now you're no longer passionate. What you're about now is how much can you get, and then the hard deadline. So now it's no longer your passion or your dream job. Now it's just a job. The dream is gone. Passion is gone. Now to you, you're just working. You know what I mean? And you're just, all right, I just got to get this deadline. So now the work isn't as good because you're trying to meet a deadline. You
right,
know, at Wonder Tunes, like there is no deadline. We have to get it done, but there isn't like a hard deadline where you're sweating and it's like, oh, I need to get this done by next week. You know what I mean? You're not under pressure,
right,
because since we own the IPs, we move at our own time, you
right.
know. We move at our own pace. So you're not really, you don't have somebody over your neck breathing down, going, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, and micromanaging you.
Right, right, right.
So
And
Wonder,
see, go ahead, go ahead.
no, I was just saying, so Wonder Tunes is actually a fun place to be. It's a fun place to create. It's not
So,
about work, it's about creation.
right, right, right. So it's like, is it a place of where no politics,
No politics, no agendas.
no
We don't
racial,
do
no racial tension, nothing.
uh, everything that I create. I definitely leave agendas out of it. Like I don't care about the gay agenda, the bisexual agenda, the transgender. I don't care about the black agenda, the white agenda, the Armenian agenda. I respect people's culture as a whole. But when it comes to our characters, you don't have to worry about if she's gay or if she's bisexual or if he's, coming out of the closet next week or if he hates whites or if he hates blacks. You know what I mean? I'm not, that's just, why would I want to, we live in that world. Why would I want to bring that into our animations too? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It just
right.
doesn't make sense. You watch this stuff to escape. You
Mm-hmm.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is for the audience too. Think about this. When we were growing up, what was your favorite cartoon when you grew up?
Mine was, it was a lot.
Anyone. It could be Scooby Doo. It could be anyone.
Mine was growing up. Mine was X-Men.
X-Men. So
Um,
did you have posters on the wall and stuff like that?
yeah, when I was younger. Hmm.
Okay, so I already named a lot of my favorites. Now, this is going to really trip you out and the audience as well. When we all had posters up, even if it was of R&B singers or Tupac, whoever, not once in our mind did we ever think, are they gay?
Right, right,
Not
right.
once did I think, not once did I go, man, I wonder if Wolverine's bisexual. I wonder,
That
I wonder if Wonder Woman is a man underneath that. We never thought that. We just thought, these superheroes is cool. They fly around, they kick ass, they're super strong. We never thought any of that.
right.
Now everything today has an agenda. The new Superman is gay. The new Batman wife is a trans. It's just, the new Green Lantern is hates black people or Asians. It's just all these agendas are put
Right.
these stories, and I don't understand it. And it
It
takes away the fun of just loving
creativity
you. Yeah,
takes the originality out of it,
yeah,
and what it does is it basically puts a hatred spirit on it, and it makes it very dull. You know what I'm saying? And like to be honest with you, I hated that. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up on Wolverine, seeing Wolverine fucking kicking ass and cutting people's claws, and I grew up watching Gargoyles, Thundercats, uh, man, the Amazing Spider-Man, Venom, all those characters. Not once did I think they was gay, at the time. You know what I'm saying? I just was like, oh, fuck it. Spider-Man, I want to do that. I actually, when
right,
I was younger, wanted to be a part of Marvel DC until I got older and I seen what they was up to, what they was doing. So
right.
I understood, you know what I'm saying?
So, but that's my whole point. So, Wonder Tunes, we're not about that. You know what I'm saying? We're agenda free.
Right,
We're not we're not into trying to shove an agenda down your throat so you can agree with our political views. We're just trying to let you watch an animation or watch one of our movies and just have fun. Like, wow, that was really fun.
right, right. That's that's something that people need, you know what I'm saying? And to get away from all this drama, you know what I'm saying? All the drama that's out there that people are falling into. You know what I'm saying? People are falling into these traps of, you know, is they gay or is they this, is they that, and I'm just like, I don't care, but I do care in a way, but I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you think about it, it's like this: I don't give a fuck working around a tranny. I don't give a fuck working around a gay guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. It's just a matter of basically getting to know that person and not judging that person for just for what they are. I love their art. I would love the art. You know, so I don't give. I don't care about their personal agendas or whatever. You know what I mean? It's
Mm.
like, and so okay, that forget all that bullshit. um, so what is your motivation for doing Wonder Tunes, and what was your motivation for doing Bane? And yeah, start start from the top, wherever you want to start.
Um, Again, for me, like my motivation for Wonder Tunes was just to create something new, innovative, something just different, something to introduce new characters to the world. Um, like you were saying earlier, we got Bane, we got Warbane, we got Wolfpack, we got Godhand, we got Rumble. You know, we got so many innovative characters uh, to bring to the world, to introduce to the world that I know for a fact people will love. You know, because I go to the Comic Cons. You know, Bane has been to the Comic Cons. I've cosplayed my own character at the Comic Cons and gotten great results. Um, so
Mm,
motivational wise, it's just because I grew up on this stuff, and now I'm able to create inspirational characters that were inspiring to me when I was growing up. So now I'm in that. I have the power to do so. So that's my inspiration for that. You know.
okay, so okay, on the motivation part. So how many? So where do you see Wonder Tunes in 5 years?
Oh, in 5 years, I'm talking they should be um, as big as Pixar.
Okay, okay,
You know, like they should have the when people say Wonder Tunes, it's just like saying Netflix. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly,
It's just that simple should just roll off. Just even the title itself is very appealing.
right,
You know what I mean? Wonder Tunes animation sounds great. Love to see stuff out of that company. They
right.
make great. They make great product. They have like I'm having a contest now where I'm giving away a drawing tablet, a Huron Canvas Pro 16. So it's pretty cool. So
Right.
whoever delivers the best animation clip um, will will decide which one is the best, who the winner is, and then they'll get to win that drawing tablet. So pretty
Well, I
cool.
mean, well, I
I
mean,
haven't done
I got an idea. You know, maybe, just maybe you can reveal the winner on the In Your Face show. You damn right.
it.
Maybe hey, maybe you can reveal the winner. You know what I'm saying? We could broadcast that motherfucker on the thing. You know what I'm saying? Do that
Yeah,
thing like that. I'm sorry for the dark lights, but okay, yeah, let me get that. Well, yeah, I was thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? Hook you up with a little something, something. You know what I mean?
yeah. We have to do that. But that's just something Wonder Tunes is doing. We want to be able to hold contests so artists can win things, and it's just a fun place. When people come to Wonder Tune Land, they get to see life-size statues of the characters, and they can, just it's just cool stuff, that we have in store for the public. We want to be even as big as Disney, you know, just keep growing. But we always want to be humble and uh, be aware of what the fans like, and just try to give them what they want and allow them to be able to go ahead and make fan films. And if you want to make commissions off our characters, go ahead. If you want to earn money off of our IP, you don't have to worry about us going cease and desist. Like, enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you like Rumble? You want to create fan films? And you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are always worrying if Marvel or DC going to be like, cut it, because they've done it many times before. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we just want people to enjoy it, have fun with it, because you may bring something that we would have never thought of. You may take it to a whole different realm or level we could have never even fathomed. You know what I
Right.
mean? Then we'd be like, well, we love whoever did this. We love you guys. Come, over here to Wonder Tunes, and now they're under Wonder Tunes, and now they're creating. That's our goal, man. We got big plans. That's all I can say. We got big plans.
Right. And see, I've been noticing, I've seen somebody post up that they're going to be the voice actor for Rumble.
You said
I've
what?
been I was tagged in this post like it was yesterday
Mhm.
when I posted the thing that she was going to be on my show. A lady named Tony, was it Tony something?
Yeah, that's her name is Tiffany Tony. She is actually
Oh, it's Tiffany Tony.
she,
Yeah, Tiffany
yeah,
Tony.
she is actually the niece of James Tony, the professional boxer.
Okay,
So
okay,
yeah,
okay.
James Tony is the one who actually beat Holyfield.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, he's pretty well. He boxed back in the Holyfield days and the Mike Tyson days. So he's one of the top pro fighters, heavyweights in the world. But yeah, so the cool thing about Tiffany is Rumble would not exist if it wasn't for her. So you're like, what? so
Okay,
I
so
met
tell me about that. Tell me about that.
so I ran into her one day and she had these Afro puffs and she looked strong and because she does box and she also does a lot of action fighting. I was like, wow, you look like a comic character, like somebody who I would see at a cosplay. And then I was like, maybe I could create a character. And right on the spot, I created the character Rumble. So Rumble is actually her.
Okay, okay.
So
And
how people usually make. So people usually make a character, right? They create a character, like you created your characters, and then you go, "Hey, China, could you cosplay, this character of mine or that character?" And I go, "Oh yeah, sure." But you didn't create that character because of me. You already created that character. I just happened to look like I could play the part. But
right.
with her, it's reverse. I saw her, and then it was like she is the character. So I just turned her actual person into a cartoon.
That's that cuz see, that's what I did with Jarhead. I saw my dad and I saw a lot of other Marines and I just was like, man, what it would be like to create a Marine but put a spiritual twist to it so that
Mm,
way it'd be unique. You know what I'm saying? And you don't see a Jarhead out there like that. You don't see Jarhead characters like that. That's unique. That's something that'll never be done because I should I say they may call him a super soldier, but he's more than a super soldier. He's an angel. He's God's judgment upon the wicked. Remember that. Anyway, see how that's marketing right there. That's promotion right there. Right bang, 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 bang. But what I'm saying. So where do you see this Rumble character, you know, being in the next? When do you think of when are you thinking about bringing her out?
um, sooner than later.
Right, 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 right.
So if you're seeing all the artwork, all the promotion stuff, it's our goal is to bring her out sooner than later.
You know,
Um,
but
yeah, but whenever we bring her out, man, this is going to be epic. It's going to be cool. We're really excited. So, and
you know,
she's just a cool character. You know what I mean? She's a street
yeah.
fighter. You know what I mean? She looks badass. She looks cool, and she's fun. She's smart, but she got skill. You know what I mean? And
Hey, man, I'm looking forward to it because I was I was looking at the pictures yesterday, a couple days ago, and I was like, man, was this the character that he was working on? While he was away. And I'm like, okay, hey, fuck it. You know what I mean? It goes well with what he was doing. Hey, maybe you can create a collage of all the characters, right? Like one of those things where you see all Marvel characters in one shot, where it's like one big poster and all of their characters on there.
hmm I have a collage like that.
Yeah, make it do a collage like that. You know what I mean? of your animated characters?
Yeah, I have one.
Oh shit. Well, there you go. You know what I mean? There you go. Shit. I mean, I'm late. But so, how many years you been in the game, man?
I started in shit. I've been in the game all my life, but I started in the professional game in '95. Yeah,
Damn,
so I've been at it since
that was
then.
the yeah, that was the golden years, man.
That's when R&B was still good. That's when
Shit.
hip hop.
Yeah, that
That's
was
when
when you know what I'm saying.
movie stars were
It,
movie stars.
yeah, man. Yeah, you know what I mean. I remember, wasn't you? Because I remember you told me you was in Mortal Kombat as a
the,
as a
the original Mortal Kombat.
yeah, the original Mortal Kombat. And what?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Tell the people about that, man.
That was during my extra day. That's when I first came here, and I was just like, man, I came here to do movies. Yeah, where do I go? So what are y'all doing over here? Movie? Yeah, I'm over here. What's happening over here? Okay, yeah, I'm over here. You know what I mean? I was just like everywhere. I remember they were like, yeah, we're doing this movie called Mortal Kombat. I was like the video game? Oh man, this is great because in our generation, it was just we had Atari, then we had Dreamcast, then we had the first PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
So Mortal Kombat, was in the arcades. You had to learn how to do the Liu Kang kicks in the
Mm-hmm.
arcade. And when they said they were making a real movie about it, I was a part of that, and it was cool. So I was glad that okay, damn, I'm a character in Mortal Kombat, and I got to do a little part with Christopher Lambert, who played Raiden.
Oh
You know,
man,
so that was fun. You know what I mean?
man,
But again,
that's
yeah,
good.
history.
Well, hey, man, that's why you know I look up to cats like you, man, because there's not a lot of guys like out there like you, man. Like that's been in the game, that's out here trying to teach people the
Yeah,
true about being a true veteran. You know what I'm saying? About just having a good spirit about you. You know what I'm saying? And moving in a professional mindset. You know, and way professional moving in a professional way and having a professional mindset and a positive mindset.
yeah,
You know, and I've been following you for years on your journey, man. And look, man, you still got a follower in me. You know what I mean? You
appreciate
know,
it.
yes, man, yes, man. You know, I actually want to maybe we can work on something together with the Rumble character, Jarhead, and all that stuff. Man, you never know. You never know. You never know what could happen. You know.
And you
Um,
never know where the world's going, which way it's going to take us.
hey, man, that's why So, so the Rumble character, right? What kind of powers does she has, or is she
That's,
just a straight
that's just it.
human?
She doesn't have superpowers. She's just a regular person.
Oh shit! Well, yeah,
Right.
was
You
she?
see what I'm saying? She looked like she should, but she's a regular girl who loves to fight and can fight. That's her power.
Basically, she's just a regular old Joe that's willing to kick somebody ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Whenever she has to.
she sticks up for the weak. She doesn't like people getting bullied. She doesn't like corruption in her city. She always fights for the side of righteousness and good. I mean, that's her thing. She has morals and ethics. Her
Hmm.
standards are high. She believes in the tribe of her people, and it doesn't mean like a tribe of just black people, just a tribe of people that she considers family around her, in her proximity.
True that. True that. True that. That's that's something to get behind, man. Is
Yeah.
there a link? Is there a link that for the people, like a website, a
Yeah.
Facebook
You
page?
follow, look down on your screen, see that 1 to 2 studios website.com. They can go there. They look at the bottom of the screen. Right under in your
Wonderstone.
face. Yeah, in your face show.
Yeah, yeah. My site. Yes, you could go to my site. WonderTuneStudio.com.
Yep. That's it.
Hey, that's you got to go do that, man.
They
Cause
can follow me on Facebook. They can go to just type in Andre McCoy Wonder Tunes. You can find me there. You can go to Instagram. It's just Wondertune Studio on Instagram. You can find us. We're out. We're on Google too. You can go to Google and just type in Wondertune Studio on Google, which I'm excited about because I got us on Google. So
Oh man.
yeah, that's a blessing. So I'm happy. We're
Hey,
growing.
I'm trying to figure out how to get my shit on Google, man. Shit. Trying to see how
Yeah,
that, I mean, I need to talk to you about it because I'm trying to get up on that motherfucker.
yeah.
uh,
That is.
uh, so in your history of doing movies and doing being a stunt double, what's your goal as in movies for for you as a person?
Um, you know, when I first came here, I really wanted to be an action movie star. That was my goal. Um, then I realized like there's more to it than just being an action movie star. There's so much more like producing the movie, writing the movie, being in the movie, then or doing the choreography, fighting for the movie, or doing the stunts for the movie. Like where do I want to be? And then I just realized I'm still such a comic book baby, a cartoon baby, and I kind of switch gears. I'll still do movies, but I think my ultimate goal for me is really just to stay focused and build up this animation studio because I think that's my overall calling.
Man, that's that's a good thing to have. Um, it's not always about the money. You know what I mean? It's not
No,
always. I mean, it'd be good if you made some. You know what I'm saying? Made a couple dollars. You know what I'm saying, here and there. But if like
but I think if you do what you dream, if you do your passion, the money will come. But
true that.
it has to be about the dream and the passion first. You know.
Right, right, right. So what was your before you was doing all the ass kicking and the art? What was you doing before all this?
Um, man, I was still doing. You know, I was into the cartoons and comics. Nothing changed. You know, all my life that was my thing. You know, when I moved to California, I ran into my aunt, and my aunt saw me and she said, "Wow, you look like one of the superheroes. You know, all the stuff you used to draw as a kid, and the way you used to run around saying you were the Hulk. And, you know, thought you was one of those Marvel characters. It was like, I see you haven't changed, but now you just look like one." So it was just kind of funny. So for me, it's my life. You know, it's not something I'm doing as a trend. I was the trend. You know, I
Hey,
was I was before the trend, before people like I was looking at my comics, Spider-Man, Marvel comics in the newspaper on Sunday. You know
true
what I'm
that.
saying?
True that.
We were,
True that.
I was before all this became, you know, now every movie star wants to be in a Marvel movie. Yeah, no, you know what I'm saying? To me, that's just such BS. Everybody
you
want to
was
be a superhero now. No, you're trending and you just want to be a part of the trend. But
ah you
for people who was before the trend, it's a lifestyle for us. It's what it
right.
is. It's what it is.
You was blade before the blade. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah, exactly.
because I don't see
That's
I don't see any of those movie stars or any of y'all at the Comic Con unless you're getting paid to be there. So that's how I know.
that's
You
and
know,
that's why I said, man. That's why I agree with you. What you're saying, like it's not all. It should be about money. It should be about doing what you love to do. You know, and when the money comes, it cool. But it should be about what you love to do. And that's where the spirit comes from. Spirit
mm,
of positivity. Spirit of creation. That's what God gave you the creative ability to do something that you love. And when it prospers, you will prosper if you're doing something that you are supposed to do, that you were
right.
born to do. You know what I mean? And that's something that I learned as a person, finding that something that makes you happy, that completes you, that makes you feel good, and makes you feel above things that you've been through. You get what I'm saying?
Mm,
And that's what I've been. That's what I know. You know. Um, there are a lot of people who don't know what they're supposed to do. Don't know what they're doing. But you have to know. You have to do it. You have to know because if you're doing something and you hate doing it, why do it? You see what I'm saying?
Some people, that's all they know. They don't know how to transition to continue to live in their passion. They just, you know, they're used to whatever society tells them to do, and that's just what they do.
True that. True that. Very understandable. Very
You either
understandable.
either live in your dream or you don't. You either live in your passion or you won't.
True
You
that.
can't
True
do
that.
nothing with other people for doing it. You know.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I and that's why when I when I first saw you, I was I was I was actually nervous to talk to you at the time because I'm like, what is he gonna say? Is he gonna say this? Is he gonna say that? You know what I mean? What is he gonna say? Then I actually started talking to you, but like, damn, this was picture me a big intimidating guy like me talking to you know what I'm saying? Talking to you, I'm like, what the fuck?
Right.
But like being not afraid but nervous to speak to because you have a presence about you, and that's you don't see that with everybody,
Appreciate it.
and yeah, that's what I know. That's what I know, and you're the great China McCoy, man. You're a vet, just like all those other guys in the industry, all the image guys. You just like them. You know what I'm saying? That's where I hold you at, man.
Appreciate
You're
that.
great.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Look, if nobody told you, I told you. Yeah, I mean. But so, what do you feel about where guys should bring get their stuff out? How? What do you say? What do you have to say to the up and comers about getting their stuff out,
I wouldn't say it's so much about getting their stuff out. I would just say it's more about just putting it out. So,
putting it out? Yeah.
um, example would be when I did my first Bane comic. People like, you put your comic book out, and I was like, yeah, isn't that what you're supposed to do? They was like, well, you weren't afraid. Like, I was like, afraid of what? I made the comic book, I finished it, I put it out.
Yeah.
Like, why am I going to sit on it? So
Mhm.
I noticed there's a lot of fear in the industry of what people are going to say, and it's like, no, if you're creating something, put it out. Doesn't matter because
Right.
you have to break up the world in sections, right? So you go, there's a million people who want to love it. There's a million people who want to hate it. There's a million people who want to like it. And there's a million people who won't. As long as you got 500,000 or a million of those people, or 10,000 or 10 of those people, you're doing good. And if the other 3.5 million don't like it, that's 3.5 million people who looked at it.
You're right. Do that.
See what I'm saying?
That's that's why you know every time I talk to a lot of guys, I say to them, there's a lot of places where you can actually put your stuff, where you can actually sell your stuff, like the mall, swap meet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Uh, because I thought about it like this. Think about it like this. At the mall, how many people goes through the mall every day? How many people go through the mall in a day? Millions
Man,
of people.
millions
Six,
in and out, in and out all day.
106, right? 90% of those people are into comics. You just have to go up to them. You won't even know. 90% of those people are into comic books, but a lot of the guys in the industry won't walk up to them and just just small talk them and just be like, I'm selling something, yada yada yada. Because a child that's coming in the mall is going to be like, oh, you don't know who you're going to inspire to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know whose mom going to say, "Oh, I want to buy that for my son or my daughter." You just don't know. You know what I'm saying? How many how many people have come to your booth and said, "Oh, this looks cool. I want to buy this for my son." How many people came up to your booth like that?
Not a not a lot. Um, But at the same time, quite a few who want something new. So I had more
Exactly.
people come up to my booth who wanted something new when everybody else was just kind of just still stuck in what's trending, you know. So it was like people who were like, I want to see something different than what's trending. I see this all the time, everywhere on every platform, you know.
True
They're like,
that.
so,
True that.
so what's this? This is unique. This is great. This is good. This is cool. When can I see it? Where can I see it? You know what I mean?
Right.
Just
Right.
those.
So okay. So when did you experience failure in your career of comics
Shit,
and
when I was born.
cartoon?
The
True that. True that.
moment we came out the womb, we failed. You know what I mean? So it was about turning all the failures into small successes as we went along. And even in our success, we were still failing. So it's just at the end of the day, I didn't really look at it as a failure. I just looked at it as okay, I learned from that one. I
Hmm.
took a L. I took an L on that one. Okay, so how do I get better? How do I change the dynamic? Um, but as far as failing in the comic business, I've never failed. Like I said, when I put out my first comic book, I was selling them for $10, and people was buying them left and right. You know,
Man,
they
what's
love they love the quality, they love the book, they love the style, they love the artwork. You know,
so
my
what's
first
your
comic put out was by Jay Reed. He did the artwork on it, and it got good reviews.
true that? True that. Yeah, I remember reading it. I remember reading it on one of those sites that was on. I
Yeah,
remember seeing the digital copy, so I
yeah,
know exactly what you're talking about. It's awesome.
yeah.
Um, who inspired you to? Who inspired you out of all the artists and all the your mom, your sister? Who inspired you?
My dad. Um,
Okay.
my dad was a military man. He was with the Black Panthers when I was growing up in the '60s. Uh, but this is what I believe about my dad. It's something I'm just learning as an adult to this day. Never hit me until just now, in a sense. Even though my dad was military, he was Black Power, he was uh, Elijah Muhammad, he was a Muslim, the Holy Quran. You know, he was all that. My dad was just like power to the people. You know what I mean? But I believe deep down he was always a creative entity. Because my dad, he owned restaurants, good humor trucks. He's always started new businesses. He was always creating.
Right.
You understand? So as a child, when I first even conceived the thought of what a cartoon was, my father, um, he encouraged it. He didn't go, nah, getting these books. You know what I mean? He was just like, oh, you like this, huh? Well, look, this is what this is, and it's a comic book. Then when I start understanding comic books, he was like, okay, you can have fun reading this comic book, which is Detective Comics, but you got to read this comic, which is Marvel. And I used to have both comics, but I would have more of Marvel than DC. And as I started to get older, I realized my dad was like, the reason I make you read Marvel because they have a way with their words and then they explain. So let's say in Marvel, there's Captain America and the Avengers are fighting Galactus, and they go, "Well, we need to go on this intergalactic stellar, time travel continuum." And then under it, it would give you the definition of what all that meant. Whereas in DC Comics, it was like, "Let's go, get him, stop, you villain." You know what I mean? So my dad was like,
Pow.
"Yeah." So he was like, my dad was like, "Nah, this doesn't this doesn't inspire intellect." You
Right.
know what I mean? Where he felt like Marvel did. And he was right because I had a 12th grade reading level in the fifth grade because I was reading Marvel comics. So my reading level was just skyrocketed because I was always in the tub. I was reading my comics. You know what I mean? Kitchen table, on the floor, all the free time. Run outside. When I ran outside, it was with the comic books in my hand. I was always reading the comics. So uh, he definitely was. He inspired me. He bought me paint kits, and he let me watch all the cartoons and kung fu movies, and that was just his thing. So he was like, I guess since he felt like he was living in the world of society, he wanted me to enjoy the part of the world that he couldn't, which was the creative side. So he encouraged that. So I wound up going to the Baltimore School of Arts with me and Tupac and Jada, because we all lived in Baltimore City. Um, they were more tight knit, but me and Pop, we lived in Wilson Park in Baltimore. So it was, we still came from the same place. And there was just a lot of creativity coming out of that place. And I was just glad to be a part of it. So, all in all, my dad was definitely like my biggest inspiration to keep going. So now here I am as an adult creating an animation company so I can continue to inspire other people.
See, now you see what I mean when I say this show is a show that brings people together, that makes people feel good. It's a place where people can lay their hair down and reveal their deepest empathy for who inspired them to do what
Mm,
they're doing now. And that's why I created this, to bring that out of people. Because before I did this show, I seen so many people being so bottled up, and so I was bottled up my damn self. And I wanted to do something that affected everybody else as well as myself, because I wanted people to understand that no, we're not just artists, we are superheroes as well.
right.
God created us as God is a creator, is a superhero's damn self, the first one. So you know, if you think about it, why not create a show that brings people together and that spreads love, and where you can curse, where you can smile, where you can talk shit, and where you can just let your hair down, even if you don't have no goddamn hair. Let the crumbs hang down, motherfucker. Yeah, we ain't got no goddamn hair, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I lost mine when I was in college, so you know what about that. But anyway,
It was
yes.
fun, man. Appreciate you having me on the show, though.
Hey
Really.
man, look, man, it's something that I really love doing. I really wanted to get you on the show because man, you're a big guy in a small ass pond. Why just fucking come on out, man. Come on out to the deep end, man. Let's do it, man. Come on. That's
Appreciate
why,
you, family.
hey man, I loved it, man. I love this time because you're somebody that inspired me to do what I'm doing today. So, hey, it's the least I
Appreciate
could do.
Right, right.
It's all
Man,
love and encouragement. And we out of here, baby. Bang. It's the In Your Face show live with my main man.
China
Uh,
McCoy.
there you go. We out of here, baby. Bow.